Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of ORA The Ancient Nord, part of Character Crusade's Skyrim Unbound challenge. We are about to enter a vampire's lair. The townsfolk met us here, but they sent us in alone to do some recon, I guess. We got some spiders here, giant spiders. So we're going to take out the bow for the first time. Now, we've been hunting, as you might know, with an axe and not a bow. But these spiders, we don't want to get too close to them right now. And we're not great with the bow. But we're going to try it out here. Because they're down there and we're up here. So we got one of them. We got to get a better angle on the second one. So we're sneaking around here. And there it is in the corner. Alright, a couple shots. This is going to take a while. We took a few shots. And we're increasing our skill in archery. So we're not even trying to be an archer, but you'll see later on. We're going to need this bow. This spider is causing us a little trouble. But we're not really getting hurt. It's just backing us into a corner. And we leveled up archery again, twice in one fight. Or maybe even 3 times. And now it's dead. So, calms down a little bit. We're sneaking down here. We don't know what else could be down here. Search these spiders. Nothing really that great in there. Some venom probably. So, now we're going into the vampire's lair. And there's a vampire fledgling sitting. So we take out our bow and start firing. Oh, it's a thrall. So this guy is just enthralled by the vampire. He is not even a vampire. And we're not that bad with the bow. They have skulls just sitting on the table. This place is really sick. So we enter another room. They've got rib cages sitting there, and we're just searching around. We don't see anyone. And some guy comes crawling out of a hole. Now this is a vampire's thrall. Oh, they're both thralls. So these guys are humans that have been enthralled by the vampire. Or actually, I think they're already dead humans that have been. Okay, so the whole this guy was digging a hole for these other people that are dead. So most of the loot's been taken, but we got a few lockpicks out of that. Okay, now up ahead, we're already in this small cave. There's the guy we're after. This is the king of the vampires. So we are increasing our archery skill every second here. And we're just staying back. They don't see us. We're just firing arrows in there, and we're trying to pick some of them off before we go in there. Get rid of maybe a couple of his minions and maybe even do some damage on the boss man himself. Alright. So we backed up and then they lost track of us. So we went back in here, tried again. They went back to sitting down. Our sneak is increasing. They don't see us at all. But the problem is we're not doing all that much damage. We got one of them.
I'd leave Mortal.
So what we did is we went back out to see if these guys could help us. And there is one guy, Thonir, who actually wants to help us. And as soon as he says it, these guys are like, all right, we're out of here. Just come back or don't, whatever. Okay, so we do have a helper. So this guy, there was no way we were fighting those people alone. I just wasn't doing enough damage. I mean, I probably could have tried. It just would have taken forever. So we jump back in. We already cleared this out so we can be a little bold about it. And we got this guy following us behind. So we're going to still take this position here. Now hopefully what happens is we start shooting these people and then he doesn't. He's too close. So then hopefully he goes and runs in and distracts them and does some damage. And we're leveling up here. So this is already turning out a lot better. And they're not really getting drawn out, though. So we're going to draw ourselves in.
Is someone there?
Okay, now look at this. We feel a strange thirst. Now, these guys haven't even bit us yet. We got bit back at the graveyard by the lady who, started this whole thing. Or it's a pretty complicated story. You got to watch the previous episodes because the action is just about to get really heated up here. Thonor comes running back out. There's a lot of trouble in there. Now, he doesn't really see us. We're picking him off, but here comes someone up here. So we bust our axe out, and we start slicing on her. See, now the problem is, the reason I need to stay back is they can literally suck the health out of you. They're not even hurting you. They're drawing the health out of you, and that's not a good thing. So that's why I'm trying to use the ranged weaponry against these. Now we see we drew this guy out here. He's underneath, but he's pretty sneaky. He has a lot of strategy in his fighting technique. So he goes back to this spot. And he had an arrow in his head and everything. We're barely doing any damage. So a few times later, our archery keeps increasing. I think we've gone up like 4 or 5 levels in archery already since we've been in this cave. But we're slowly running out of arrows, and he's resurrecting corpse. So this is still called a fledgling, but this fledgling is now enthralled by the vampire. We already killed it, and it's back. So that's some pretty scary magic that we weren't exactly prepared for that corpse to jump up at us. Now we're picking off his minions in there, but it's still very troublesome. We can't do much damage on this guy at all. But at least we got that fledgling in the back. This guy still has a lot of health. But we're up. We've increased now archery to 20. I was not even planning on using archery at all with this person, but here we are stuck in a fight where we're using all our arrows down to 14. They just keep hiding. We do a tiny amount of damage to this guy. No, we don't have... Well, we do have good archery now. A little better. But I don't think this bow is that great. And there's just too many of these vampires for us to go diving in. They can suck the health out of you. Alright. So he came back here to help us. This orc is being revived. Everything's chaotic. This orc starts slicing us. We're wasting our arrows down to the last 6 arrows. But I think we're going to get this guy with 1 more hit. 2 more. Down to 2 arrows. This guy's back here and something happens. So now we have 8 arrows. So yeah. I'm editing together a few different versions of this because this got very, very hairy. I did die a couple times. And here he comes sneaking behind me. There's that trick, draining your health. Alright, so this is why we brought this guy in, to distract him. So maybe we can get a shot in. Probably not. Oh, and then we have the orc, who's now enthralled. We already killed this orc once, and he's still enthralled, I think. Who knows? There could be a bunch of orcs out there. So, we also found this Staff of Hailstone, so we're going to try this. The problem with this is we also only have a few charges on it. If I had more arrows, I probably could have finished this fight with just arrows. It was actually working very, very slowly, but it was working. So now we're trying the Staff of Hailstones. And this is not very accurate at this angle, but as you can see, he has a lot less health than he did previously, so this is doing more damage per hit than the arrow was. So we're actually on a good path, but we decide to go down there and finish them off, and this is not going that well for us. We're cornered, or I think they're sneaking into where we are. Take a few health potions. This gets pretty hairy too. And I think we're going to have to reload the game at this point. This happens a few times, a few combinations of this. We ran out of charge. We tried the arrows. Now, I even ended up giving myself 100 arrows in the console, as you can see. 86 arrows. Well, that didn't help. But we did slowly pick them off. This guy came back up here. Now, we actually have him down to very low health by this point up there. So we run out here, catch a breather, and we basically switch positions with him. And then we have this ash pile here, which is Alva, who's the lady that started all this. I don't know. I remember hearing about her for Jessica, I think her first name is. I saw her in the tavern in Solitude once. Anyway, we fight with this thrall. I don't exactly know what happens here, but he's about to kill us. And somehow I lost some footage and we just finished this guy off. I don't know. That fight took me a while, I'll be honest with you. And I think I didn't record everything properly because I don't really know how that ended. It's a mystery. But we won, of course. That's why I love Skyrim. You can just load and save whenever in the middle of the fight. I mean, I never would have played this game otherwise. Alright, see you next time, guys.